Okay, welcome to the Helula of Yosef Chzadik, our congregation here at Kilat Hashem. Before we're going to talk about Yosef Chzadik, since the rabbi already mentioned Baba Elazar, the grandson of Baba Sali, I'm just going to tell you one small story I heard about Baba Sali himself. A story that's not written in any book. This was told in first person to the son of Mordechai Eliyahu, of Shmuel Eliyahu, by his own father, by the Baba Sali's own helper, his own shamash. A story I didn't want to write in any book. It's a censored story. Baba Sali, in his lifetime, he had more than one wife. He was married about 3 times. Lived a long life. His wives passed away. He never stood without a wife. The Gemara says a man is always supposed to be without a wife.
With a wife.
With a wife, excuse me. So one of his wives, when he moved to Israel, it was his second wife. People think of the Baba Sali like an angel, right? In our times, who could have Ruach HaKodesh? Who could remind you of the Ari HaKadosh more than Baba Sali? Who? No one. Baba Sali's wife wanted to divorce him. It's a true story. I heard it from the mouth of Shmuel Eliyahu. They fought one day, had a Shalom bite problem, Baba Sali with his wife. And she decided, listen, I think it's time to say goodbye.
Call it quits.
When we look at Baba Sali, we say, oh, he's a Malach Elokim, probably he never answered back, probably he's always quiet, say everything's good, this and that. No. Baba Sali was a big kapdan. You know what kapdan is? No, not stringent. Baba Sali, if he wanted a cup like this,
particular.
if he would move it like this, he would make a big fuss about it. He never used to eat from anybody's shchita. His matzot was his own matzot. His son-in-law was Bukhari and Rabbi David Yehudayev. His mother used to bake Baba Sali matzot. Yeah, his son-in-law was Bukhari. He was one of the last tzaddikim, Rabbi David Yehudayev. He was a very, very big kapdan, Baba Sali.
Okay, wait.
So, when you see, not Yehudayev. Yeah, nice try. So we think that the Baba Sali, no, everybody has Shalom Bayit problems. Even the Baba Sali. What happened? She went to sleep that night. Usually when you hear stories of dreams like, ah, you had a dream. This is the Baba Sali's dream. The Baba Sali's father, Rabbi Mas'ud, comes to his daughter-in-law in a dream and say, please, forgive my son. He was not a young man already. He was more than 50 already. He's a little stringent sometimes. Forgive him. Give him another chance. Wow. She wakes up the next morning. Baba Sali finishes his tefillah. He used to finish his tefillah very late. He used to pray nets and finish almost at chatzot.
Wow.
And he came to his wife and he said to her, tell me the truth. My father came to you in a dream, right? She started to laugh. And she said, yes. She's like, I just want you to know, he told her. Every day after I finish Shacharit, I go by the mezuzah. I put my hand by the mezuzah and I pray. And I pray close to an hour that Hashem should make me patient. Hashem should make me able to make my wife happy. Baba Sali. I pray that I should always be good to my wife. I pray that we should always have Shalom Bayit. If the Baba Sali had to go through such a test in his life, Baba Sali, if we go through problems in our personal life, we should never give up hope. Maybe Rabbi Mas'ud is not going to come to our wives in a dream, but you could still go by the mezuzah, and you could pray, and you could say your wishes, and you could say, a person should always know one thing. Mitzvat onna, which is a mitzvat aseh min Torah, you won't be able to fulfill ever in your life, which means onna means to make your wife happy, unless you pray to Hashem. It's impossible. You're never going to fulfill this mitzvah d'oraita. It's harder than fulfilling the mitzvah of Peder Hamor. Peder Hamor is a mitzvah d'oraita that every Jew has to keep, that he has to own a donkey, a female donkey, and she has to give birth. The first donkey that she has, baby donkey, a male, he has to sell it to a Kohen, like Pidyon Ben. This is called Peder Hamor. Rav Salman Mutzafi, the father of Ben Mutzafi, he was so crazy about this mitzvah, he bought 3 donkeys In Israel, he went. If you could try. And he went, and each one gave birth first to a baby girl. Till the fourth one. What? Mitzvah Ona is harder than Mikayim and Mitzvah Peter Hamor. It's harder than that. It's harder than Shiloh Hakin. It's harder than making a ma'akeh to your God, ma'akeh to your roof. It's harder than all those mitzvot. This is a small story I heard about Wasai. I had to share it with you guys. Because it's considered taking a person out of Yush. Because in our generation where we have all the tests in the world, to come home and then have another bunch of tests, you could break a person. Break him. Because the Shlomo HaMelech said, a man could handle a thunderstorm outside. But if he comes home and he sees a drop from the ceiling, he goes crazy. What does that mean? It's a mashal. When you go home, when you go outside, people could fight with you, curse you outside, make you crazy. You'll say everything is good. Oh, he's such a nice guy. But when you go home, your wife burned the food or the house is not clean, you suddenly explode. That's what Shlomo. It's not talking about a thunderstorm, by the way. It's a mashal. It's a mashal. Understand? So this is small about the Baba Elazar, Baba Sali's, Baba Elazar's grandpa, Baba Sali Kadosh. Now tonight we're talking about Yosef Chzadik, and I want to say two things. I know we don't have a lot of time. I want to say a small drasha from the book Zera Shimshon. The book Zera Shimshon was written. We once mentioned him a long time ago. Rabbi Shimshon Nachmani. He writes in the beginning of his book. He had one son. He died at the age of 18 years old, and he had no other children. He swore in his book. He wrote over here, "Whoever learns my book, I promise to be a Melitz Yosher. I promise to go up to Shamayim and pray for this guy. The guy needs Refuah Shlema. You should have Refuah Shlema. He needs Zivug. You should have Zivug. He needs Parnasa. You should need Bnei, Chaye, and Mizoneh." So, B'ezrat Hashem, B'zchut Zera Shimshon. Why Zera? Yosef Chzadik said, "Hey Zera." Maybe there should be Zera. Zera is also Ezer. Ezer, when Hashem blessed Adam and Rishon to have a life, he says, Ezer kenegdo. Ezer is a helper. Switch the letters, you have Zera. Zera is a child. If you want to have good children, you have to have Shalom Bayit. Bnei Chaye u'Mizoneh. So we're going to say a small drasha from the Zera Yishon, then I'm going to teach you guys a small kavanah. A kavanah, we have another 2 months left to Rosh Hashanah, where Hashem is going to judge us for a parnasah for the whole year. Parnasah. Whatever Hashem decides on Rosh Hashanah, that's the money you're going to make for the whole year. How you're going to make that money is up to you. But Hashem decides how much you're going to make. Now, the Ari HaKadosh and Sha'ar HaKavanot Drush Laila brings over there that not all the time the money Hashem decrees you're supposed to make on Rosh Hashanah, you're going to make it. Why? Because there's something called Shedim Mazikin. What's Shedim Mazikin? Not Shedim Mazikin, devils that you think running around with red horns. Shedim Mazikin are your own children. Not the children that, I'm not trying to compare to the ones you actually have.
Physical.
Shedim Mazikin is children that you created.
Spiritual.
They have spirits but no bodies. And you also have to give them parnasah. You also have to give them parnasah. So if Hashem decrees you have to make $1 million this year, this one takes 100,000. This one takes 200,000. This one takes, because they also need to go to yeshiva. There's yeshiva up there too. They need to have 3 meals a day. They need to wear, you have to give them clothes. So by the time you're done with that, from $1 million left, maybe $50,000, maybe $60,000. How do you get rid of those guys? How do you get rid of them? How?
Giving you a Brit.
So, Kriyat Shema Halamita is the correct answer, but it's not that simple. Because by one Zera Lavatala, you could make up to 1 million of these guys. Million! You have to make Kriyat Shema Halamita that's able to kill in one night
2,800.
thousands of them. And on Shabbat, tens of thousands of them. How do you do that?
2,800.
There's a special kavanah. Special kavanah. It's called V'harbo Shlufa Biyado. What's V'harbo Shlufa Biyado?
Flying bed.
Harbo means a sword in Hebrew. Hereb is a sword. Now, when you have a sword in this world, it's just a materialization of God's names. There is a sword up there in Shamayim. It's called Harbo, your sword. If you take the gematria, the numerical value of the word Harbo, Chet is 8, Reish is 200. Bet is 2. How much you have so far? 210. Vav is how much? 6. 210 plus 6, 216. In Kabbalistic vernacular, we call that rayo.
Rayu.
Rayo. This rayo, this is the key to your success.
Rayu.
What is this?
R.Shalom.
There are two kinds of rayos. Two kinds of swords. Now, sword doesn't mean you're actually holding it with your hand. If you think of these 5 names of God, when you say in Kriyat Shema Lamita, Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, and then you say Baruch Shem Kivod Malchut Olam Va'ed. After you say Va'ed, if you think of these 5 names, you have materialized in your hand a spiritual sword that could kill over 2,600 Shedid Mazikin a night.
26 to 28.
2,600
Sure.
Shedid Mazikin a night.
It's 1,000.
1,026.
1,126.
126, my bad, yes, he's right.
But really, it's Zohar said that. Really, who knows really exact count? You could make millions killed. You know how to do that.
But at the least amount, you could go up to, I'm sorry, you're right, 1,126 a night. On Shabbat, you could times that by 10,000. If you just make these 5 kavanot, 5 names of Hashem, I'm going to teach them to you tonight. You do it every single night, and you could, by Rosh Hashanah time, almost be a clean guy. But there's a condition. Kiryat Shema al Amita works best when it's as close to midnight. If you're going to sleep at 9 o'clock at night and do Kiryat Shema al Amita, you're not going to kill 1,126 of them. You're going to kill maybe 50 of them. If you do Kiryat Shema, that's why when we stay up Shavuot night in Hoshana Rabbah, when we stay up all night learning Torah, when do we say Kiryat Shema al Amita? At midnight specifically. Right at midnight we do it. Why? Because that's the moment when you do Kiryat Shema al Amita, it's like a big explosion. It's like you took an atomic bomb and you let it explode in Shamayim. And you killed like hundreds, thousands of them. What are these 5 kavanot? The name of Hashem is Yud-Kei Vav-Kei. Yud-Kei Vav-Kei. The name of God can be spelled out. What does that mean, spelled out? And I'm saying this secret to you guys only because the Helula of Yosef and Chzadik. Yosef and Chzadik is the Yesod. We gotta clean our Yesod. If you take the name of God, Yud, then a Hey, then a Vav, and then a Hey, and I take the letter Yud, and I spell it out. How do you spell the word Yud? Yud, Vav, Dal. How much do I have so far? 20. I take the letter Hey, spell it out. What do you get? Hey. How do you spell Hey? Hey, Yud. That's 15. 15 plus 20 is how much? 35. Then I spell Vav. Vav, how do you spell? Vav. Vav, Yud, Vav. Vav. That's going to be 10 plus 12 is how much? 22. We have 35 plus 22 is how much? 57. Then you have again Hey, the last Hey of God's name. You spell it out. Another Hey, Yud. 57 plus another 15. How much you're going to get? 72. If you think of this name, Yud, Vav, Dalet, 20. Hey, Yud, another 15. Vav, Yud, Vav, 22. Then another Hey, which is another 15. You have that Kavanah 3 times. The same name 3 times. It's going to equal to Gematria. 72 times 3 is how much? 216. Gematria Rayo. Rayo is Charbo. Charbo is the sword. That's the first sword. But to kill these guys, you can't have 1 sword.
2 swords.
You need a double-edged sword. You can't have 1. You need 2 of them. Double-edged. So I just taught you the kavanah of the first sword. If you think these 3 names in your mind, you have the first sword materialized in your head. It's not a skaska, guys. You're actually doing it. The second name of God, if you have this kavanah, you take the name of Hashem, Yud-Kei Vav-Kei, right, as we said. You take Yud-Kei Vav-Kei and you multiply it. And you multiply it. How do you multiply it? You take Yud, then Yud and a Hey. Following?
Yeah.
Spell out letter Yud. Next step, Yud and a Hey. Third step,
Yud Hey Vav.
Yud, Hey, and then a Vav. Fourth, Yud, Hey, and then a Vav and a Hey. If you take that whole thing together, it's going to be 72. I have 72, so how much am I missing? 144. Now I'm going to give you guys 144.
Okay, get them.
How you get that? Not Yain Kedem. Shem Kedem. What's that name? I taught you right now, guys, how to spell the name of God one way. There's another way to spell it. How? Take the name of God again. Yud. Spell it out. Yud, Vav, Dalet. I have 20. Now take the letter Hey. I can spell it also He. He means hey, hey. 2 Heys. Then I take Vav. I can spell it out Vav.
Twice.
2 Vavs.
Twice 52.
Yeah, 2
They
Vavs.
already lost you.
They didn't lose me.
No, twice 52.
And then I get the last Hey. Another He. That's 2 Heys. Now I multiply it.
Twice.
Yud. Yud and He. Yud, He, and Vav. Yud, then a He, then a Vav, and a He is going to all equal 144. 72 and 144, how much do I have?
216.
Rayo, 216, that's the second sword. If you're going to have this kavanah every night, it's very easy. Do it in seconds.
No, it's not hard. It's not hard. It's not hard.
He's saying, he's not even saying. What is this?
Guys, imagine you're counting people coming up to your barber shop. 1, barber haircut. 2, then a 3, then 4. You got 216 clients a day. You gonna count them or no? You gonna remember their names and their birthdays? What's their favorite TV shows? What's their favorite sports team too? I'm sure you could remember 5 names of Hashem. Okay? And now I'm gonna tell you a secret. Shh. I'm gonna tell you a secret. Let's say you want to have good kids. But you have to understand the neshamot that you're bringing out to this world, they made a lot of sins of Zer Levatala in the last Gilgulim. So when they come to this world, they're already coming tainted. If you're going to have this kavanah that I just told you, it's 5 names. You're fixing the souls of your kids too. And if you're going to do that, your promise in the Ariya Kadosh,
Saying Shema, you're talking about.
in Krashma Lamita specifically, B'nei, Chayei, Mezone, life, kids, and Parnasa. Because all your bracha depends on the Yesod. On Yosef HaTzadik. If your Yesod is good, your Hatzlacha is good too. You're going to have Hatzlacha. If the Yesod is rotten, then you have no Hatzlacha. I'm a witness, I attest to people, they're not cool. They never had any friends that were girls growing up. They didn't have any money. They didn't have anything. When it came their time to get married, they had no problem finding a wife. They weren't Don Juans, and they weren't special guys. But they had a clean yesod. Hanoten beyam deret. Hashem made them kriyat yamsuf. No problem. But I know guys too that are cool and they have money and they're 50 years old and they're still not married. Why? Because the yesod is rotten. You have to clean it. How do you clean it? By connecting to Yosef HaTzadik. Yosef HaTzadik is the key. He's the key. Now, Be'ezrat Hashem Naseh V'Natzliach, we're going to say a small drasha from the book Zer Yumshon, Lichvot V'Liskut Yosef HaTzadik. Rabban Shimon ben Gamliel says Rabbi Shimon Nachmani, Yosef HaTzadik, why did he merit becoming the viceroy of Egypt? What was his merit? Rabban Shimon ben Gamliel says, the mouth of Yosef HaTzadik that didn't kiss Potiphar's wife, so Paro said, this mouth of Yosef, all of Egypt is going to kiss. That means whatever he said in Egypt was law. Because he didn't kiss the mouth of Potiphar's wife. The body,
Zuleika.
Zuleika. The body that didn't touch Potiphar's wife, Paro put on him royal garments from linen, pishtan.
German.
The neck of Yosef, that didn't turn to look at Potiphar's wife's beauty, Paro put on it special gold necklace. Not the necklace that people today wear with a Star of David. That's a Simlat Isha. That's something else. I'm talking about Revit Hazahav. That's something that kings used to wear. The hand that didn't touch Potiphar's wife, Paro put on Yosef's hand
Ring.
the ring, the signet ring. The legs that didn't run to Potiphar's wife, Paro put Yosef on the chariot. So Rabban Shimon ben Gamliel says, whatever Yosef Tzadik did, Midah keneged Midah, he got Gedula. Okay, nice. Rav Shimshon Nachmani over here asks a bomb question. Bomb question. He says, listen, the Torah says you gotta marry a Jewish girl, right? Yes or no? Yes. Torah says you can't be with a Goya, right? Yes. So what's the whole chidush with Yosef Tzadik? What did he do already that's so big? He did what was obligated, right? He did what he was supposed to do.
He had a test.
Also, Ben Noah, the sons of Noah, could they be with married women? No. Was he at least in the lowest sense of Ben Noah? Yes. So why does Hashem have to go out of his way, as if, and give him all this gedula? Like he deserved something much bigger for what he did.
Because the natural thing, instinct was to do the same.
That's true, but that's what he's obligated to do. If you go to work and you do what you're supposed to do at work, your boss supposed to give you a raise.
He's not
If
testing you.
he's not supposed to give you, only if you do something better than everyone else, he's gonna promote you. So Hashem promoted Yosef on what cause? He did what he was supposed to do. Says the Zerah Shimshon. So the Zerah Shimshon answers the question beautifully. He says Yosef Tzadik not only did he do what he was supposed to do, Yosef Tzadik did above what he was supposed to do. Why? Listen to this. The mouth that didn't kiss Potiphar's wife. The Zohar HaKadosh says, and I'm going to quote you the Zohar. The Zohar HaKadosh says over here, page, right here, Parashat Vayeshev, page 190. It says over here, when Yosef HaTzadik was employed by Potiphar, he knew that he might come to a test. And there is only one thing that could save you from kissing a Goya. If you use that mouth to learn Torah. If you use your mouth to learn Torah, the Goya will naturally be repelled from your mouth. She doesn't want to come close to your mouth. Yosef HaTzadik for 1 year, day in and day out, he was learning Torah. With the machshava, says the Zohar, that Potiphar's wife would never come close to his mouth. That's going above the law. He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to learn Torah. And I'm going to tell you now a secret, guys. A secret from the Ben Ish Chai. I'm not going to just tell you the Zerah Shimshon, tell us the Ben Ish Chai. The Ben Ish Chai says, a person in his lifetime, he sinned. What did he sin? He kissed a Goya. Or he kissed an Erava. What's his Tikun? What's his Tikun? When the Sefer Torah comes out of the Hechal, kiss the klaf of the Sefer Torah 7 times.
Klaf?
The klaf. The actual klaf. You have to. The klaf is the actual skin of the Sefer Torah where the letters are written in. That's a tikkun for kissing an erva. That's one of the tikkun. If you hugged an erva in your life, the tikkun for that is to hug the Sefer Torah. So when a person, they selling Hotza'at Sefer Torah and nobody wants to bid, you have to bid. Why? When you're gonna bid for that, you do 2 things at one time. You're mitaken chibuk erva, and you're mitaken nishuk erva. Hotza'at Sefer Torah is not something small, Rabotai.
You have to kiss the klaf.
The klaf. When they're gonna, first of all, you hold it, you're hugging it.
Yeah.
You're doing a tikkun of chibuk erva. Second thing, when they're gonna put the Torah on the bima, when they open it before they do hagbah, say, listen, I paid for this. Go inside, kiss it 7 times. That's a tikkun for nishuk erva. Ben Ish Chai, wait a second. Yes.
How does that?
Hug, as long as you're hugging it, it's tikun. Second thing, that was the first thing Yosef Tzadik did that was above the letter of the law. Above the letter of the law. Second thing, Rabotai. The body that didn't touch the erva. The Midrash says right before Yosef Tzadik had a test with Potiphar's wife, what happened? He was gonna sin. In fact, the Ari Kadosh says 7 spiritual powers left his hands. 7 zeras, the spirituality of the zeras, and it came out of 10. And came out of zera levatala. He wanted to sin with Potiphar's wife. He couldn't take it anymore. He said, I can't anymore. The Gemara says this is parasha. If a person sees that he's about to sin with a goya or zera levatala, what does he have to do?
To his father.
No. This week's parasha, make a neder. You make a neder. You say, I promise that I'm not going to do that avera. If you're going to do a neder at that moment, right away you give a jolt to the Yetzer Hara. And suddenly, instead of halfway down the stretch, he's above you, he's winning you, suddenly you're winning him, you have a chance to win. When Yosef Tzadik saw that he was about to sin with Potiphar's wife, he made a neder. He made a vow. He made a vow that he's not going to sin with her. That he didn't have to do. That he did not have to do. He went above the letter of the law. Third thing that he did. When Potiphar's wife saw, the Zer Shisham says that Yosef didn't want to look at her, whenever she used to talk to him, what he used to do? He used to look down on the floor. The halakha says if you're making a business transaction with a woman, and you have to look at her, you're allowed to look at her as long as you don't have kavanah to enjoy from her beauty. But Yosef Tzadik went above the letter of the law. He said, even though she's my mistress, she's my master's wife, and I could look at her, I have to look at her, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to look down on the floor. And what did she do? She put a sartua. She put a metal bar on his neck so he cannot look down. But still, what did he do? He closed his eyes and he turned his head away. He didn't have to do that according to halakha. He didn't have to do it. That's why Paro put on him the gold necklace. Next thing, Paro put on him the golden ring, the signet ring. Why? When she grabbed him by the clothes, remember she grabbed him by the shirt? She said, Shichvaimi, v'titbaseu bebigdo. What was he supposed to do? He was a strong man. Yosef was very strong. The Midrash Ma'am Loeh says when Yehuda came to fight with him, with one hit in his leg, one kick, a whole marble pillar he fell. He could have done to her, she would have flew. So why didn't he do anything?
Would have touched it.
He said, Yosef Tzadik says, if he would have grabbed his clothes back from her, he would have to look at her. I'd rather spend 12 years in jail. I don't want to look at her. I don't want to look at this klipa. He didn't have to do that. He could have taken his clothes and just went.
Wow.
So Paro gave him the ring. Last thing. The legs. Paro put him on the mirkemet, on the chariot. Why? When Potiphar's wife came to him, it says as Zer Shimshon, and she yelled. What did she yell? V'titz'ak b'kol gadol. Ba Eved ha'ivri hazeh, came this Hebrew slave to make a tzchok from us, a joke out of us. What did Yosef do? He ran away. Listen, if you are being caught on the scene of the crime and you're innocent, you gonna run? Or are you gonna stay? You're gonna stay. Prove your innocence. What did Yosef do? He ran. Why did he run? He didn't even want to be close to her, not to smell from her perfume. Because even if one more second you would have been there, smell from her perfume, he could have still fallen into sin at that moment. I'd rather spend 12 years in jail, but not to be next to her. I'd rather run. So Paro put him on the chariot. Only one thing Yosef Tzadik made a mistake in his machshava. What was his machshava? What was the machshava? His thought. When she told him, be with me, 1 second, he wanted to be with her. He was pogim in his machshava for maybe 10 seconds. For that, he wasn't rewarded. Because Hashem said, why are you looking at yourself in the mirror? Why are you making yourself look good? Why are you bringing the Yetzer Hara to you? You're going to send the Yetzer Hara away from you. But still Yosef made a Tikun inside the dungeon. How long was he inside the jail? For 12 years. 12 keneged, the 12 different formulations of God's name. Yud Kei Vav Kei, there's 4 letters and 3 letters and 4 letters and 3 different kinds of letters. 4 times 3 is 12. When he was in jail for 12 years, and every year he fixed every single different Yud Kei Vav Kei, and he fixed his Pegam Machshava. That's why when he came out of the jail, what did Paro tell him? You're Ish Chacham. Chacham keneged the Machshava. And even then, he fixed his Machshava. Rabotai, we're in the Helula. What kind of person today? Mashiach ben Yosef comes from Yosef HaTzadik. If it wasn't for Yosef HaTzadik, we wouldn't have Geulat Mitzrayim. When we came to Yam Suf, what do we say in Hallel? The Yam Suf saw Yosef HaTzadik's grave, and what happened? It opened up. It was scared of Yosef HaTzadik. This is the Helula. This is who you're part of today. This is who you're eating from his food today. You think it's something simple, you come to Helula, you eat Selachaim, have some Chinese food and Salamat. No, you're eating his food. He's looking upon you today. You have a zechut. May the zechut of Yosef HaTzadik be upon all of us.
Amen.
Give us bracha, ma'asacha, parnasa, yeshuot gano, v'chol me'eg Baruch Adonai le'olam. Amen ve'amen.